Morning, everyone. Eric Andrus from the newly formed Patient Safety League, www.forpatientsafety.org. You guys are tasked with looking at cases that the consumers bring to you of doctors who have done wrong. We'd like to think our new group is going to do the same thing, that consumers can come to us when the medical board has done them wrong. We've been bringing to you a lot of cases of late where consumers are very dissatisfied with the outcomes of their medical board appointments. I've brought you my own. Mine never even made it to an accusation. You guys closed it without any investigation. The doctor that killed my sister got away with it. I'm very disgruntled, and that's why I'm here every single time, and will be from now on. We intend to monitor this board closely from now on, and we will inform the legislature and the public and the news about everything you guys do. We're watching very, very carefully. Today, we're extremely thrilled and excited to have a special guest with us to share his story with you of a recent, very recent decision that came down from this board where you didn't follow your own minimum guidelines. This is TV Judge Glenda Hatchett's son, Charles Johnson, and he's here to tell you his horribly tragic story. So please listen to him carefully, because it's atrocious what you guys have done in letting this doctor get away with what they did to his wife. Thank you.
Charles Johnson.
Good morning. I'm Charles Johnson, and I am the exceptionally proud father of two magnificent sons, Langston Johnson and Charles Johnson. But very importantly, I'm the husband of Kira Johnson. Kira Johnson walked into Cedars-Sinai Medical Center on April 12th of 2016 in exceptional health for what was supposed to be a routine scheduled C-section. I trusted my wife to the care of Cedars-Sinai Medical Center and Dr. Naeem. For more than 10 hours after the C-section, my wife was allowed to hemorrhage internally, while she was in excruciating pain, while myself and my family begged for Cedars-Sinai Medical and Dr. Naeem to take action, for them to do something. By the time they finally took my wife back to surgery, after we had begged and pleaded, when they opened her up, there were more than 3.5 liters of blood in her abdomen, and her heart stopped immediately. Dr. Naeem was found exceptionally negligent by an investigation by this board. Not only was he found negligent, but he's facing serious complaints of negligence from 5 other women, 3 others within a 3-month span of my wife's death. This board made the decision to give Dr. Naeem 4 years probation, without hardly any other further consequence. He will continue to practice medicine without consequence. He will continue to practice surgeries and go on with his life, while my family and the other families that he's affected will search and struggle for the rest of our lives to put the pieces back together. By a show of hands, how many people on this board have families, spouses, and/or children? For those of y'all who chose not to participate, let me be clear and let the record reflect that my research shows that the majority of you do. These are my boys. These are Kira's kings. This is Charles and Langston. And for those of y'all who have families and who have children, I pray that you have long, magnificent lives. And I pray that you get to dance at your children's wedding, and that you get to see them go off to college and have grandchildren. My wife was robbed of that opportunity. My boys were robbed of that.
Please conclude.
In conclusion, by continuing to make these exceptionally lenient, ridiculous judgments for discipline, every single member on this committee is complicit in the death of my wife, is complicit in the injuries of women, and you all are sending a loud, definitive message to this state and this country that women can be killed without consequence.
Mr. Johnson, thank you for sharing your story. We're sorry to hear your loss. I know your mother. So I understand.
I'm going to call for the next speaker, please. And I have Marianne Hollingsworth. Would you please come up to the speakers table? Thank you.
Good morning. My name, are we on?
It is on.
All right,
Just
thank you.
move it close to you. That's fine.
Good morning. My name is Marianne Hollingsworth, and I'm a patient safety advocate with the Patient Safety League and the Patient Safety Action Network. Last January, you gave a presentation about the disciplinary guidelines that you claim are followed when making decisions. I would like to ask that you give a report at the next quarterly meeting on just how closely those guidelines are followed, since it's apparent from recent alerts that they are not being followed even in the most egregious cases. For example, the minimum guidelines for sexual misconduct carries a minimum of 7 years probation. Yet just last week, you saw fit to give a Bakersfield doctor just 42 months. That's half of the recommended probation. Why would you do that? But the worst case that came out of your office was just over the weekend for the discipline of the doctor in the death of Kara Johnson. You should know that maternal mortality in the U.S. has skyrocketed in recent years. You heard Charles Johnson describe what happened to his wife, Kara. There were 5 other harmed women in Naeem's accusation, all with bleeding problems. One of them also went into cardiac arrest but was resuscitated in the OR. Your own documents show there were 2 near misses and 1 death in just 3 months with this doctor. And what was the discipline levied against Naeem for gross negligence? Your own guidelines say a minimum of 5 years, but you gave him just 4 and a few classes. 3 years ago, a woman bled to death at the San Diego hospital, and the doctor received 7 years probation and was ordered not to deliver babies anymore. So why would you be so lenient with Naeem for all those cases of harm? If medical boards do not take responsibility for regulating dangerous doctors, you contribute to this high mortality rate. We patient advocates are watching your disciplinary alerts carefully now. We notice when you ignore the guidelines and fail to protect the people of California. There are 2 more childbirth death cases pending right now, and we will be watching closely to see what action is taken. Now, please don't bother to say thank you for your comment when I finish like it doesn't matter. Instead, don't just promise to do better. Make a commitment to help reduce the maternal mortality rate. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.